Hi, my name is Shelby Parker, and this is my advertisement assignment for Psychology 107. The article that I chose is called Approach Avoidance and the Self-Regulation of Affect and Action. The textbook that I pulled this article from is called Motivation and Emotion, Volume 30 by Charles S. Carver. The article from the textbook talks about the general topic of emotions and motivation. The Carver and Shear study describes their motivation theory and the different sets of affect qualities that people experience. Carver and White devised a set of self-reports that they called the BIS and BAS scales. They both reflect the sensitivity of the respondent's behavioral approach system and behavioral inhibition system. Carver and Shear argued for two bipolar dimensions of affective experience. One is generated by affect loops linked to the approach behavior, and the other is generated by those linked to the avoidance behavior. To test their theory, Carver and Shear did 3 different studies. The first study, participants were led to believe that by performing well on a task, they would obtain bonus credits toward their course requirement, but they failed to give them the bonus credits at the end of the study. And under the conditions, the participants were frustrated because they weren't rewarded, and the reports of being sad and frustrated related significantly to fun seeking, which is on the BAS scale. In the second study, participants were asked to imagine themselves in hypothetical scenarios written to be anger eliciting and potentially anxiety eliciting. Reports of how the participants would feel in these situations were aggregated into those pertaining to anger and those pertaining to nervousness. Nervousness related to BIS, as would be expected by all the theories under the study. In contrast, anger related to reward responsiveness, a BAS scale, would more weakly relate to BIS. In the third study, conducted within 2 weeks of the terrorist attacks, on September 11, 2001, participants were asked to report their feelings about the events of that day. Fear related to BIS, which was expected, and anger related to reward responsiveness and drive. Both are BAS scales. The results of the experiment led to Carver and White realizing that a higher BAS sensitivity increases in happiness in response to a rewarding outcome, and higher BIS sensitivity had larger increases in anxiety, which is in response to a threat. This is a chart used by Carver and Shear to determine the sensitivity of BAS and BIS in result of their effect towards the certain experiment and study that they used. In conclusion, the scales that were used by Carver and Shear for the BAS and BIS can be used in a wide variety of potential research applications. They have been related to broad views of personality in which approach and avoidance are considered the driving forces behind the dimensions of an extrovert and an introvert, and they have also been used in psychopathology. The BAS and BIS sensitivities can be assessed and related to the phenomenon of interest. If the phenomenon is based off of BIS linked, it should relate to individual differences in BIS sensitivity, and in contrast, if the phenomenon is BAS linked, it should relate to individual differences in BAS sensitivity. The ad that I chose to use for my assignment is a Starbucks ad, and as you can clearly see, the Starbucks coffee cup is in clear sight with the logo facing the front, so you know it's a Starbucks ad. The ad claims the best coffee for the best you in bold letters, and underneath that they added taste of inspiration in a scripted font. When I was analyzing the advertisement at first, I could definitely see that they use the approach method because they are persuading the customer that their coffee is the best because they will experience a positive outcome from consuming it. And to me, this ad was very motivational because the bold lettering told me that being the best you that I can possibly be is doable with drinking the coffee because it's an inspiration, which sounds a little silly, but just because they said it and how they said it, and they were so motivational that it's possible that coffee can make you a better person. The advertiser scheme may get more people motivated by drinking the best coffee, which is Starbucks, and it will inspire them to be the best they could possibly ever be. To test the analysis over the approach method, I did 2 different alternatives to the ad, and in the first alternative, I didn't include the phrase "the best coffee for the best you." I only included "taste of inspiration" in a bigger font. And in the second alternative, I kept the same phrases and I did everything the same. All I did was largen the font where it says "taste of inspiration," so it'd be more catchy to the eye, so you could read that right off the bat. If the approach method were effective in motivating Starbucks customers to drink the best coffee, then the original and the second alternative that I've made would create motivation to the customers to consume their coffee. And they would buy more Starbucks coffee because Starbucks motivated its customers by focusing on bettering themselves and inspiring them.